Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are continuing with our NCERT series and we will study part 2 of chapter 12 of our class 6th NCERT named as Our Past 1. And the name of the chapter is Buildings, Paintings and Books. So in this part of the video, we will study about development of literature, science and medicine in ancient India. So let's begin. So in the last video, we have studied that in ancient India, there were developments in metallurgy, architecture and paintings. So ancient India was not only about magnificent monuments, it was also a world of books, stories and knowledge. During that period, there were various scholars, poets and storytellers who created remarkable literary works that shaped Indian culture and philosophy. And these included epics, religious texts, scientific treatises and collections of stories that continue to influence society even today. So if you talk about books, some of the best known epics were written during ancient period. What are epics? Epics are grand, long compositions about heroic men and women and included stories about gods. And one example is a famous Tamil epic known as Silpadikaram. It was composed by a poet named Ilango and it was composed around 1800 years ago. What it is about? It is a story of a merchant named Kovalan who lived in Puhar and fell in love with a courtesan named Madhavi, neglecting his wife Kannagi. Later he and Kannagi left Puhar and went to Madurai, where he was wrongly accused of theft by the court jeweler of the Pandya king. So he was wrongly accused of stealing the queen's anklet. After that, the Pandya king then ordered his execution. Then after that, Kannagi was filled with grief and anger over this injustice. And Kannagi destroyed the entire city of Madurai, becoming a symbol of justice and devotion. Another Tamil epic is Mani Mekalai, which was composed by Satanar. And it was composed around 1400 years ago. And this epic describes the story of the daughter of Kovalan and Madhavi. So these literary masterpieces were lost to scholars for many centuries until their manuscripts were rediscovered around 100 years ago. At the same time, famous poets like Kalidas were composing beautiful works in Sanskrit. Talking about recording and preserving old stories. So during the ancient period, many traditional stories that had been passed down orally were finally written down and preserved. Among these important texts were Puranas. So what does the word Purana mean? The word Purana means old. And these texts contain stories about gods and goddesses such as Vishnu, Shiva, Durga and Parvati. They also describe the creation of the universe, ancient kings and religious practices. The Puranas were written in simple Sanskrit verse so that they could be understood by ordinary people. They were often recited in temples by the priests. Thus, the Puranas allowed everyone, including women and people, to listen and learn from these stories. Women and people were not allowed to study Vedas before. Let's talk about the two great Sanskrit epics. Two of the most influential epics in Indian history are Mahabharata and Ramayana. These stories had existed in oral traditions for centuries before being written down around 1500 years ago. So what does Mahabharata tell us? So the Mahabharata tells the story of a great war between two groups of cousins, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, for control of the throne of Hastinapur. So Mahabharata not only describes the battle but also explores themes such as dharma, duty and morality. The famous philosophical text Bhagavad Gita is also part of the Mahabharata. Tradition credits the sage Vyas as the compiler of this epic. Talking about the next epic, Ramayana. Ramayana was written by the sage Valmiki and it narrates the story of Ram, who was a prince of Koshala. Ram was sent into exile and during this time, his wife Sita was abducted by the king of Lanka, Ravan. Ram fought a great battle, defeated Ravan and returned to Ayodhya, symbolizing the victory of good over evil. Now, literature in ancient India was not limited to kings and gods. Ordinary people also told stories. They composed poems, sang songs and performed plays. Many of these stories were collected and written down in famous compilations such as Jatakas and Panchatantra. The Jataka tales describes the previous lives of Buddha. It also teaches moral lessons through interesting narratives. So there were various scenes from these stories which were often carved on the railings of stupas and they were painted in places like the Ajanta caves. The Panchatantra, on the other hand, is a famous collection of animal stories. It teaches wisdom, politics, and practical life lessons. Then ancient India was also a center of scientific knowledge and discoveries. One of the most famous scholars of this period was Aryabhatta. He was a mathematician and an astronomer. He wrote a book in Sanskrit known as Aryabhatyam. Aryabhat explained that day and night occur because the earth rotates on its axis, even though it appears as if the sun is rising and setting. He also developed scientific explanations for solar and lunar eclipses. In mathematics, he calculated the circumference of a circle with remarkable accuracy, which was very close to modern calculations. Other famous scholars include Varamira, Brahmagupta, and Bhaskaracharya. They made important contributions to astronomy and mathematics. One of the greatest contributions of ancient Indian mathematicians to the world was the invention of zero. Although numbers were used earlier, Indian scholars introduced a special symbol for zero, which made calculations much easier. This revolutionary number system was later adopted by Arab scholars and spread to Europe, eventually becoming the foundation of modern mathematics. Today, the Indian numeral system with zero is used throughout the world. In contrast, the Roman number system did not include zero, which made complex calculations more difficult. Then talking about Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a well-known system of health science that was developed in ancient India. So two famous physicians in ancient India were Charak and Shushruta. Charak wrote an important medical text called Charak Samhita, which discusses disease, medicine and treatments, whereas Shushruta, who is often known as father of surgery, he wrote Shushruta Samhita. Shushruta Samhita describes various surgical techniques and medical procedures in great detail. So all these works laid the foundation for traditional Indian medicine and influenced medical knowledge for centuries. So while India was producing remarkable literary and scientific works, another important invention was taking place in China. About 1900 years ago, a Chinese official named Cai Lun invented paper. He made paper by beating plant fibers, cloth, rope and tree bark, soaking them in water and pressing the pulp into thin sheets. For many centuries, the technique of paper making remained a closely guarded secret. Eventually from China, it spread to Korea about 1400 years ago, then to Japan, and later to Baghdad about 1800 years ago. From Baghdad, paper making technology spread to Europe, Africa and other parts of Asia, including the Indian subcontinent. So the world of books in ancient times shows how knowledge, stories and science flourished across civilizations. From the powerful Tamil epics like Silpadikaram to the great Sanskrit epics like Mahabharata and Ramayana, and from the scientific discoveries of Aryabhat to the medical wisdom of Ayurveda, ancient scholars created a vast legacy of learning. So these texts preserved history and values of society, and it also contributed to global knowledge in mathematics, medicine, astronomy and literature. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more historical videos.